What does it take to bring new customers into your business or to expand your customer base? This is a question that I get asked often, and it's a question I often ask myself, because I am not just building a business, I am building a freaking empire. That is my goal. And so this is something that I have to address from time to time. Hi, Trudy Bierman here of TrudyBierman.com, host of Debt Free Wealth Radio, CEO of Profitable Stewardship Inc. I'm about to launch into a new mastermind experience, and I'm inviting you and encouraging you to join me. And here's what it's all about. It's going to be a focused time of working on building or expanding our customer base. Whatever business you're in, it doesn't matter. The principles are going to be the same. Now, I've designed this pyramid here to kind of explain the process of getting new customers or expanding a customer base. If you're an A gamer who can take information and run with it, by all means do so. I'm happy to provide value for you. But if you're the kind of person who thinks that you would benefit from being in an environment where there is encouragement, accountability, support, and yippee, celebration of those accomplishments that you make as you go through the process, then I'm inviting you to consider joining this mastermind. There will be information somewhere on this page about more of that. But let me jump into a nutshell of how this customer expansion thing works. So I created this pyramid here. Basically, at the bottom, you see here, it says people you know well and who knows you well. Guys, this is your, as Grant Cardone, who's my mentor, calls it, a power base. Do not ignore this base. Now, a lot of you, if you've ever been in an MLM, a multi-level marketing or network marketing business, you've heard it. It doesn't matter which company you're in. They all tell you the same thing. Write down your list of, so many people. Some say 25, some say 100, some say 500. Whatever the list is, it tells you, write down a list of everybody you know. They even give you a memory jogger list, and then you have to start calling them. The thing is that you're starting to call them with a pitch. Now, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying there's another way. And for those of you who have, done that and been, and burnt your bridges, let me suggest a new strategy. You do want to contact everybody, but this time, no pitch. You just want to say, you want to catch up with them, find out what they're up to, and say, hey, I just want to let you know what I'm up to. No pitch. Just let them know what you're up to. See if they ask more questions and then respond that way. But basically, you just want to let them know what you're up to. And here's why I came to that. The other day, there was some product or service that I wanted, and I mentioned it, and my friend said, oh my gosh, I do that. I wish I had known. Yeah, I wish you had known too. I wish I had known too, but you failed to share that with me. So as much as we were friends, I didn't know she was up to that thing. And it was just amazing that we missed each other. I would have rather to have supported my friend than a perfect stranger, but I didn't know she was doing that. So guys, let me tell you, everybody you know and everybody who knows you need to know what you're doing, what you're up to. They may not ever be a customer. They may not be a fit for you, but they need to know what you're doing, because they're going to help you with those personal referrals, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So everybody needs to know what you're doing. Everybody needs to know what you're doing. Now, the professional's going to walk with their business card, and business cards is another conversation for another day, but the point is you want to be prepared to let everybody know what you're up to and how to be in touch with you. You don't need to make a pitch. You just want to say, hey, just want to keep you up to date. It's been a while since we chatted. Here's what's new and great in my life. No pitch needed. If they ask a question, fine. You can continue with the conversation at that point. They've given you an opportunity to share some more. The next level up is people that you deliberately network with every day. Deliberate, that's the key word there. People you deliberately network with every day. And if you're not doing this, you need to be doing this. You need to deliberately network. And this may mean joining groups. Maybe you join groups on LinkedIn. Maybe you sign up for a tennis varsity team. Maybe you join the Chamber of Commerce. Maybe you go to a network meeting or a meetup or whatever. Or you start interacting with people on social media. You need to deliberately network with others. And a lot of times, if you do this right, some of these people can move down into people you get to know very well. I can tell you, I have some really, really, really great friends whom I've never actually met in person, but over the course of the years, we have had multiple interactions in social media, even to the point where we've picked up the phone and Skyped each other and have great conversations and built great friendships. So if you deliberately network with people, you will find that you are going to expand your base of people who know you and know what you're up to in this world. Then personal referrals are naturally going to come out of the lower two groups. It's naturally going to happen. I actually took a screenshot of a whole conversation thread I saw on Facebook the other day. It was a bunch of friends that were sharing either a movie or a restaurant, and they shared how great it was, and then bam, 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 including mine, the conversation started about this restaurant or movie. I can't remember exactly what it was, and I screen captured that because I thought, look at that, there's no compensation for sharing this information. This restaurant or movie is going to get additional eyeballs because of this comment thread here on Facebook, and yet we fail to do this for our businesses. Come on, guys. People are talking about you, and they will talk about you, and you want them to talk about you. Right now, I don't know when you're going to be viewing this, but as I'm making this video, Donald Trump is making the headlines. He is being spoken about not only by the people who love him, but by the people who hate him. He's got tons of haters, but it doesn't matter. They're talking about him, and the moment they talk about him, they're introducing his name with emotional veracity, and other people are hearing, and they're saying, let's go check into this thing. And now more eyes and eyeballs and ears are on the subject, which is going to continuously expand his power base. So those personal referrals will come in, and the hairdresser we went to, the restaurant we ate at, the whatever, you're going to find personal referrals will come in from the lower two levels. The next one up are the prospects who opt into your offer. Obviously, you have to have some kind of offer out there. You have an ad on television, you have a postcard in the mail, you have some offer, you've built a funnel system, you have something out there saying, hey, look at what I've got. Some way, a blog, a video, whatever, you've got something out there, and someone who has stumbled onto it, or it's been shared by somebody who knows you, they sent an email or whatever, they've looked at it and they've raised their hand in some way. They've sent you their email, they've picked up the phone and called you, they've made a comment on the page. Someone who has seen your stuff and said, this sounds interesting to me, let me participate in this, even if it's only at the conversational level. So don't ignore this, because this is also happening all the time, and you should be putting stuff out there to allow it to happen. Okay, for example, I'm going to put this into training right here for you. This video has somewhere on the page an opportunity for you to raise your hand and say, hey Trudy, this sounds like something I may be interested in. It's not a commitment, because a lot of times people raise their hand and that's all they do. The point is, you want to give people an opportunity to raise their hand and say, this might be of further interest to me, I'd like to continue this conversation. So you do want to have a way for people, sometimes perfect strangers who have stumbled onto your stuff, to raise your hand. The last but not least is the cold targeted lead. Now, I'm just one of those people who just will not throw my time or my money at just send me this list of totally unknown random people. It's not going to happen. But I will consider a targeted list of cold prospects. So for example, maybe you get a list of neurosurgeons, or a list of personal trainers, or a list of chefs, or a list of teachers, or a list of biology teachers. You want to, if you're going to go after a cold list, it should be a targeted list. In fact, if I run, say, a Facebook ad, I am going to specifically target, I'm going to tell Facebook the exact group or type of people that I want to see my information. So if you're going to go with a cold list, I still suggest it needs to be specifically targeted. Now, also, you could go from the top down. Let's say you just relocated, you know nobody in this town, and especially there's a whole lot of immigration going on here. So if you're a new implant to this country, to this community, this works the same way too. So when you come in, everybody may be cold to you at this moment, but you could just as well join a tennis team and meet people of other like minds, people who like tennis. You could join a meetup group, meetup.com, and find a group of people, join an art community, take an art class, join a chamber of commerce, whatever. You can position yourself around a group of targeted people who may be perfect strangers to you at this time, but you put yourself in a place where you're able to start a conversation of people of like minds and move them to the next level down. Because you may find that as you meet these people, they go, hey, you know, that was a really nice conversation. I'd like to continue this conversation. How can I stay in touch with you? You give them your business card. You now have somebody who you can have a conversation with, and then you just move down the line. So guys, I tell you, this is what this is all about. So if you want to build a brand new customer base or expand your customer base, this pyramid, which I just created, is basically the network, that the framework for the upcoming mastermind. There's more information that you will receive about the upcoming mastermind if you raise your hand and say, hey, this might be of interest to you. Again, if you're an A gamer, can take this information, run with it, by all means. I was so happy to provide value to you. But again, if you feel that you would benefit from being in a community, from being able to have access to me, and we get together in a specific window of time where we're going to take massive action. Now, it might be a time of imbalance in your life. It might be a time where you're going to devote a little bit extra time to this specific effort, because guys, I can promise you it will have like a ripple effect. The stuff we do in this targeted specific time, maybe even a year later. I remember there was a prospect that I got that had saw a blog I wrote a year before, and because of that one blog that he saw a year before, he raised his hand, he put in his name, and just over that year of just occasionally getting my stuff and occasionally popping in, he eventually, it took 1 year. I didn't even know him. I didn't even know he was, him specifically. Yeah, he was in my email list, but I didn't know who he was. It took him 1 year of constantly seeing my stuff to say, hey, Trudy, I'm interested. And that happens all the time. So it's all about building relationships, and you want to spend most of your time with your power base. You want to let them know, if you're going to be giving gifts, if you're going to be spending money, this is the place to spend it. They're going to be more appreciative, and it's going to go further for you than if you start throwing money at the cold list. Okay, so there's going to be some strategy behind this. I encourage you to join me in this time. More information, there'll be a place for you to raise your hand, and you will get more information about this upcoming mastermind. And I do look forward to having you join me. Again, warning, it's going to be a time of massive action. Massive action, guys. This is not a time to be wimpy. This is a time to step boldly and claim your space. Okay? That's what this is going to be all about. And again, I encourage you to join me. Let me know. We'll continue this conversation another time. Just put your email in, and we'll pick it up from there, and you'll get some more information. Trudy Behrman here. Super simple to find at trudybehrman.com, and I do look forward to connecting with you.